Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about a follow-up on the uh, Redragon Shiva keyboard that I got recently. And I came to realize suddenly when I was about to make a video in OBS Studio that there's a much bigger difference between the Corsair and the keyboards and the Redragon. Is that with the Corsair, they have the IQ software, which loads and it controls all the keys on the keyboard and sends them out all the system. Even if you're recording something in OBS Studio, you hit and you've got it minimized and you're recording something else on the screen or a game, you hit one of those G keys and you get it sends it to OBS too, and so it pauses the recording or starts it up again. But that's not what the Redragon does at all. The G keys on the Redragon keyboards do not have independent control through the Redragon software. You can control every other key on the keyboard, but not those macro keys, those G keys. The G keys on there have to be programmed and only can be programmed on the keyboard itself. So, what that means is it's not a system thing. And that those keys, that G1 is essentially the same as number 1 on your keyboard, and number 2, and number 3. So when you have your program minimized, your OBS program minimized, and you're recording something else on the screen, you hit one of those keys that can't do anything. It doesn't send it to OBS Studio. You have to open up OBS and it has to be focused. It has to be the focus for that key to work. And that's the big problem. Not for everybody. Some people are going to use those shortcut keys within a singular program. But if you're like me and you're recording through OBS Studio or some other thing, or you're doing something that you want it to do when the program's not in the foreground, you can't do it with Redragon. Can't do it. And I've tried auto hotkeys program to map and do all this. Most convoluted thing I ever saw in my life. I tried to get Windows Power Toys and tried to remap the keys. I can't. Because G1 is essentially the number 1 on the keyboard, same key. Now, if you notice, you have F1 through F12, but keyboards typically have more F keys. They're just not on your keyboard. They're unused slots. So G1 through G6 should be F13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's what they should be, but they're not. Bad you, Redragon, bad boy. That's dumb. Now I admit to I made the video about how nice this was, and I was somewhere, and I was so happy that I didn't have to load a software program to run my G keys. But now I realize the software is necessary in order if you want it to be global and not just for the one program you're in to hit those keys. And I have to give a thumbs down to Redragon on this one because that was dumb. And I should have loaded up the Redragon software. Then I would have realized that there was no way to make macros of your G keys. You have to do it on the keyboard. And that's kind of defeats the whole point for the flexibility. So if you're in OBS Studio or something like that, where you need these keys to do things, recording or whatever, even if a singular program isn't in the focus, you're not going to be able to do it. Not with Redragon. Unfortunate. I'm going to have to rethink how I'm going to be doing stuff here. Anyway, thank you for visiting my channel. I'll see you again at another time.